Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of the City of New Haven. And I'm going to be really quick because I want to give Sean as much time as possible. The City of New Haven in 2008 received a grant through the Connectability Program for $200,000 to promote employment of youths with disabilities. And over the past year and a half, we've engaged in a lot of different activities to help employers understand and encourage them to hire people with disabilities. We have a booth out in the main arena with lots of resources for employers, so I encourage you to stop by and get the materials we have. And if you have any other questions, we'll be available. But I'm really proud to be here to introduce Sean Stephenson. When the Chamber first sent me his information suggesting he might be a good speaker, I chuckled because the materials that normally go out with Sean talk about his rare disability, osteogenesis imperfecta, which is a genetic disorder that causes brittle bones. Ironically, it's the same disability I was born with. So the materials talk about how rare it is, so I found that kind of amusing. But anyway, Sean was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, or OI, and it causes brittle bones. And when Sean was born, he was not expected to survive. But he did, thankfully for all of us. Undeterred by his disability, Sean faces his life with optimism and enthusiasm. He's a motivational speaker, self-help guru, publisher, author, and current doctorate degree candidate. Sean is also a board-certified therapist who practices a breakthrough technique called full immersion, which features a 12-hour one-on-one therapy process. Sean has worked on Capitol Hill and in the White House. For the Office of Cabinet Affairs, he's also testified in front of the United States Senate. He's appeared on dozens of media outlets, including Oprah, CNN, Discovery Channel, Health. And if you caught his show on Sunday on the Biography Channel, it was really good. I encourage you to see if you can catch it, if they replay it, and we're kind of hoping that it gets picked up as a series. Sean graduated from DePaul University with high honors, right across the street from the very hospital where he was expected to die at birth. He's inspired millions of people around the world, including Tony Robbins, President Clinton, and here he is, ready to inspire you too. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. I do some things a little differently than you're expecting. I'm going to tell you not to hire people with disabilities. What? That doesn't make sense. Do not hire a person with a disability just because they have a disability. I believe that the reason why you need to hire a person with a disability is that they have talents that have been developed in a container that could only be developed in that container. And in my life, I became an entrepreneur because I was not hired because of discrimination. And this is a phenomenal experience for me to be able to be in this room to share with you, because I chose my career as a professional speaker because it was a way for me to be able to reach out with a message. But there were other career paths that I wanted to take. But about 15 to 20 years ago, those paths were closed for me because of closed minds. Because of mindsets that, well, how could we hire Sean? I mean, Sean may not be able to reach the top shelf. Sean might not be able to run to Starbucks quickly and get us all coffee. Sean can't do all these things. And boy, did those companies truly regret the opportunity of having me now that I do what I do. In fact, I once got turned away for working for a company, I won't mention its name, Best Buy, because they said, well, Sean, you know, we know you know a lot about electronics, but really, can you help our employees or help our customers when they come in? I've been hired to work and interact and consult for heads of companies and train CEOs and executives on the psychological tools of how to get the most productivity out of a human being. I was applying when I was younger to work for a limousine company in their reservations department, where I would simply wear a headset and take phone calls in. About 12 years after they did not hire me, that company was bought out, and then I was hired to train all of their employees. They could have spent a lot less money on bringing me into the door if they would have had the foresight to see the value that I was bringing to the table. You know, when you're interacting with somebody with a disability, let's just really get it out on the table. A lot of times when we see somebody with a, quote, disability, we see them as needing help, as needing a hand up, as needing support. I find that to be offensive. I find that to be degrading. I believe that a person with a disability, 9 times out of 10, is going to bring more into your life than you could bring into theirs. Why? Well, because we have had to go through challenges that you'll never face. We've had to go through discrimination and being stared at. We've had to go through physical obstacles that make absolutely no sense. A handicap ramp here, but in order to get in the building, the entrance is 20 miles that way. It doesn't make sense, and yet a person with a disability has a choice to adapt. And I would like to offer you a concept that will forever change your mind about a person with a disability. A disability, well, first of all, I want you to know that I'm not disabled. I want you to know that it is not a label that I have ever taken on. It is not a label that I believe even describes who I am as a man. Disabled. The roots, dis means, yell it out, not. Able, not able. I've traveled to 47 states, 11 countries. I just got back from speaking on stage with Richard Branson and the Dalai Lama. I've created 4 companies, and I have filmed a fitness video with Miss Fitness Universe. I like that one. That does not sound